Welcome to the video. Today we will look at the second part of Ashtaka Varga. This video will make you understand why all planetary positions are needed to predict about the effects of planetary transits. If you don't know the basics of Vedic astrology, and if you want to learn the basics first, please go to the link below and see the two-part video, Learn Vedic Astrology in One Day and the Vimshottari Dasha videos. In many astrology mobile apps and softwares, you would have seen multiple charts filled with numbers like these. These are called Ashtaka Varga charts. Except Rahu and Ketu, all other planets have charts like these. These charts help you to judge the effect of each planetary transits. In the chart of each planet, every zodiac sign has a number which tells you about the effect of planetary transit of that planet in that zodiac sign. The numbers range from 0 to 8. Number 4 is the average number which gives the neutral effect. When a planet is passing through a zodiac sign which contains number 4, it gives 50% of good result and 50% of bad results. If a planet is passing through a zodiac sign which contains a number higher than 4, it will give good results. Higher the number, better the results. Similarly, when a planet is passing through a sign which contains a number lesser than number 4, the planet will give more bad results. The results will be worst if the number is 0 or 1. Now, let's learn how Ashtaka Varga charts are computed. Now, you are looking at the set of tables which act like formula for computing the Ashtaka Varga charts for each planet. Notice that each planet has a separate table to compute its own Ashtaka Varga chart. By taking an example chart, I will teach you how to compute an Ashtaka Varga chart for any planet. Let's look at the chart of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Mrs. Indira Gandhi was the former Prime Minister of India who ruled the country for many years till she was assassinated in 1984 by terrorists. She was born on 11th November 1917. She was born near midnight at 11:11 p.m. in the city of Allahabad, now called Prayagraj. Based on her chart, let's compute her son's Ashtaka Varga chart. The very first step is to draw an empty chart with empty houses. Now, using this tabulation for Ashtaka Varga chart of Sun, let's compute her son's Ashtaka Varga. Now select any planet and find its position in the birth chart. For example, I am selecting Sun, and Sun is in Scorpio sign in her birth chart. In this table, Sun contains numbers like 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Now, counting from Sun's position in Scorpio sign, let's put a dot each in first house, second house, fourth house, seventh house, eighth house, ninth house, 10th house and 11th house. These dots represent the contributions of Sun to its own Ashtaka Varga chart. Next, we will find out the contribution of Moon in Sun's Ashtaka Varga chart. Let's find the position of Moon in the birth chart. Moon is in the sign of Capricorn in the birth chart. From its own position, Moon contributes to 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house and 11th house. Let's put one dot each in 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house and 11th house from Moon's position. From its own position in Capricorn sign, Moon contributes to Pisces, Gemini, Libra and Scorpio signs. Now we should put one dot each in these zodiac signs. These dots represent the Moon's contribution to this chart. Now we try to record the contribution of each planet to this chart using dots. Now finally, try to add up the total number of dots in each sign. The resulting chart is the Ashtaka Varga chart of Sun. In the Ashtaka Varga chart of Sun, you will find that each zodiac sign has number varying from 0 to 8. It means that whenever Sun transits through the zodiac sign of Aries, it needs the support of 4 other planets to give its own effect. As the Sun keeps transiting through each and every zodiac sign, it needs the cooperation of all other planets to give its own effect. This same principle applies for all other planets too. With a simple example, I will explain how it works. Let's take the example of a doctor. Any doctor would require food, water and shelter to survive. He will get his food only when farmers do their work. To get a proper shelter, he needs the cooperation of construction workers. And then he needs a vehicle to reach his workplace. A vehicle can be manufactured with the help of another set of workers. And then he needs medicines and medical equipment to treat his patients. And those things have to be manufactured by another group of workers. And finally, he needs the support of nurses, paramedics and other supporting staff. Only after receiving the combined support of all these different workforces, a doctor can treat his patient normally. In the same way, if Sun has to do its work in different houses, it needs the contribution of all other planets too. Same applies for other planets too. This shows how all planets depend on each other. Now I am going to give another important information. There is a limit to the number of points which any planet can receive. This condition applies in the birth charts of all people. For example, Sun can receive only 48 points. Moon can get only 49 points. Planet Venus always gets 52 points. Planet Mercury always gets 54 points. Planet Jupiter always gets 56 points. The remaining 2 planets, Mars and Saturn, get 39 points each. These fixed numbers help us to distinguish between malefic and benefic planets. I'll explain how. As you know, in any Ashtaka Varga chart of any planet, each zodiac sign has a number ranging from 0 to 8. In this range from 0 to 8, number 4 becomes the average number. Let's assume all 12 zodiac signs contain 4, which is the average number. In such a case, the total average number will become 48. Now, whichever planet is getting more than 48 points, it is classified as a natural benefic planet. Similarly, whichever planet gets less than 48 points, it will be classified as a natural malefic planet. This logic confirms why Jupiter is the most benefic planet. And that's because Jupiter gets 56 points, which is the maximum of all planets. Sun gets exactly 48 points, which makes it a mild malefic. Saturn and Mars are the most malefic planets because they both get 39 each, which is the least of all planets. Planets Mercury, Venus, Moon are also considered as benefics because they get more than 48 points. Now you will know how planets depend on each other. Just like human beings, all planets depend on each other. One important thing to remember, you can know your future by learning Vedic astrology. To learn ancient Vedic astrology and remedies in easy way, please subscribe to the channel. You will be able to get more useful videos in future.